will not return. I won't regret the choice I made. I will change this world as we know it. Even if the hidden truth I find is harsh, it's self-centered disaster. The world is full of wrath and hate. I will tame all the sins that flood it.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. It's been a day since I played this game, because I had work and other responsibilities, but I am so glad to be back on this. I couldn't even play on my own time, because I feel like we're still so early in the game, there's not much for me to do other than go to the main story. But I was slightly proven wrong, and we'll get into that. But we're still at the same spot we were at before. I'm not off the cliff anymore. We got teleported up because I died. And I did check a couple of things out while I was off camera. So I checked out all the menus. I found out you can change your gear like Xenoblade 1, and it'll actually change your character's appearance, which is really cool. We haven't had that in Xenoblade since 1. And they also added the same feature that was in Definitive Edition for Xenoblade 1, where you can change what your armor looks like separately from what it actually is. So that way you can get the stats from the strong armor, but the drip from the good armor. So we got a little bit of drip. I put some sleeves on, and we have slightly different pants. I also found out how to change characters. I was playing as Elma for a little bit, which is cool, but I think I want to stick with Kai for now, because, you know, that's me. So I had my girlfriend play this game, just up to the part that I got to in part 1 of the video, just to see, like, you know, how she liked it and show her, because, you know, she knows that I love Xenoblade. And she actually taught me some stuff. So one thing I found out is you can do this bird's eye view camera. Coolest feature in the game, dude. What? And it lets you look anywhere from a super high up view, which is really good because this game, as I've mentioned, isn't open zone like other Xenoblade games. It's open world. So there's no loading screens between any section. So you really need to be able to see how to get to places and where you're going, right? Excuse me. So that's really cool. 2, she showed me that you can pull up emotes. I don't know how she was figuring this stuff out. She was just like pressing buttons and I'm like, how do you know this? So you have Be Bashful. Like all these Animal Crossing type emotes, which is so cool. And I guess because, alright. Because this game has online, and you would be, like, talking to other players, you could do that. And she also reminded me that this game started the whole anywhere you can see you can go situation that Breath of the Wild uses. Well, okay, other games have done that before, but, like, you know what I mean. She saw that rock in the distance, and she was like, can I go there? And I was like, I'd probably try. And she just jumped off and swam all the way to that rock. And there was like a helicopter crash there and stuff. So like, it's so cool. It's so cool. So let me stop stalling and actually get into it. We'll beat some guys up because we did get some new arts. So I want to see what they do. Slit Edge deals more damage from the side. We have a lot of shulk moves, huh? Or did we already have Slit Edge? We might have already had Slit Edge. This is the new one. Inflicts taunt to draw the enemy's attack. Okay. And then we go to the side and we Slit Edge. Tight beat. Put defense on. So we're a little bit of a tank, because I can put the defense on and then draw aggro. I've been kind of like expecting Elma to tank for me, but I guess that is not the way. Alright, so she's telling me to stagger once she does that. So bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. All that good damage. Put defense on, draw aggro. See, I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. I do want to change my controls, though, to make L1 and R1 the buttons to move your arts. Because that way I can choose arts while I'm moving my character. That's what I did for Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition. Although you couldn't change your controls in that game, so I had to just change my actual Switch controller button mapping. Which, you know, it worked, but boom. Alright. So I said this a lot before in the last video. Oh, that's a big guy. We're gonna go ahead and try to avoid him. But, again, I will be unable to control myself and play this game only on camera. Because it takes a little while to upload a video. So, I am very excited to get to the point where I feel like I can just play on my own, which I'm hoping will be after this episode. Whoa. Also, why is it raining? I wish it wasn't raining. This game is so beautiful when it's not raining. It's beautiful now too, but like, yeah. But at the same time, there's so many cool moments, like swimming to a random rock and finding a helicopter crash, that I'm like, dang, I want some of those to be on camera. So I think what I'm gonna do is stay to my original plan of only story content when I'm recording. What the heck? This guy? Oh yeah, this guy wants some. Only story content when I'm recording. If I'm not recording, I won't be doing story mode. But I also know and hear often that the side quests are the main meat of this game, and that the story is like not as long in comparison to the side quests. So, bada boom! Ooh, I missed that. I will record some side quests on camera. Just not all of them. Like, you guys gotta understand, this is my favorite series. It is so difficult for me to not be playing this game constantly now that it's out, you know? And I already, like, had to struggle to force myself not to play yesterday so I could wait until I could record. Different planet. Sorry. So yeah, we'll see how it works. I mean, I did the same thing with Xenoblade 3 for the most part. I accidentally skipped a lot of the story in that game. Now, at the very least, I won't be skipping story stuff on the channel, right? I will at least be recording story content, but just if I happen to come across something on my own time and it looks really cool, then I will stop and I'll try to record it, right? But like, cut me some slack. It's so hard for me not to play a Xenoblade game, especially when it's brand new like this. Especially a game like this where like exploration is key. Every time a new Xenoblade game drops, Takahashi, who's the director of Xenoblade, he's like the father of all things Xeno. They do like a Nintendo developer interview. So Nintendo will interview the main developers that worked on the game. And I read one of those for Xenoblade 3, and it had a lot of interesting information, like how they developed the game, what their struggles were, what they were thinking while they were going through it. Excuse me. I may or may not be coming down with something, so if I pause randomly like that, it's to cough and mute myself so I'm not coughing right in your guys' ears. Whoa, we are so close. Westgate Plain. But so long story short, sorry I yapped so much. They dropped a developer interview for Xenoblade X way back when it came out on the Wii U. So I was reading it, and it is so interesting to see how they thought about going about making this game. Because this game came out right off of the heels of Xenoblade 1. Like, this was before, too. So, they had a lot of stuff they wanted to do in Xenoblade 1, but couldn't. Or didn't have time for, or just couldn't because the Wii couldn't handle it. That they did in X. And it's interesting going into it, how some people like me didn't play X because it wasn't Xenoblade enough, right? Like, I didn't play it at first, and I was a kid back then, so cut me some slack. Because I didn't like that there was no Minato, there was no Shulk. I wanted more of Xenoblade 1 stuff, right? But from Takahashi and Monolith Soft's perspective, this was the ultimate Xenoblade game. Like, they put everything into this game. They tried to make it the hugest game, way better graphics, way more mechanics. It's crazy.
This was just the habitat unit. The white whale was one hell of a ship.
Oh, wow.
Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the West Gate. It's closed off now for security reasons.
But we can get in.
We've repurposed a freight elevator that will get us inside.
Uh-oh.
Grexes. And they're riled.
Grexes. Oh, they are bigger than I thought.
Leave them roaming here, not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You
Understood. Ready? I just woke up, by the way. Not in real life, but in the game. Remember, our character is still dealing with stasis. Melee and ranged weapons. The weapons you use on foot are split between melee and ranged weapons. You can switch between them with X. I already knew that. Melee weapons can attack close, do more damage per hit. Ranged weapons Can attack at range, some do multiple hits, but hit lower. Okay, does that mean you can actually dodge in this game? Like, if you're far enough from the enemy? Because what would be the point of getting to a range? When you use an art, you'll automatically switch over to the weapon from that art that art is associated with. Your melee weapon for melee weapon arts. Okay, so yeah. In Xenoblade games... ooh, my voice cracked. In Xenoblade games... you can't actually dodge unless your dodge stat is high enough. Even if you're far away from the enemy, they'll still hit you. So does there being ranged weapons in this game imply that you can actually walk back out of an attack? Arts are associated with the weapon you're currently wielding, melee ranged. Will continue their cooldown even after they're ready to use. This is called secondary cooldown. Oh, I was noticing this. Arts used at full secondary cooldown will have a greatly increased effect. Okay. So I can use an art quickly if I need it right then. Let's draw aggro and put up defense so Elma's not getting hurt too bad. Although she has way more health than me, so in reality I should be letting her draw aggro. Oh yeah, we're killing him quick. Oh, also something else I noticed going through the menus. This game, and oh my god, all Xenoblade games should have this, has an enemypedia. So you can go into the menu and actually look at every enemy's 3D model, what they look like, and get a little description of them. Ooh. Which is really cool. Oh, appendage destroyed. She broke something. Let's get in there. I like that you get the quick version of the arts and then the full charged version, so if you want to, you don't have to sit here all day waiting for your arts to charge up. Ooh. He is trying to kill me. Elma, please! Boom!
Give me strength.
Give me strength! Okay.
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife.
Yeah, it happens. We didn't really get to
Luckily,
choose.
some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either. I've come to learn that there's a fine line between self-defense and provoking a fight. We need to walk that line.
Got it.
All right, let's head in. Who knows? Maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory.
Doubt it, but I am super excited to see the inside. So yeah, as I was saying, read that, it's called like Nintendo Developer Interview Xenoblade X. Look that up and read it if you get the chance. Oh, classes. That's another thing I found out. There's classes in this game. Character's class defines their fighting style. I thought that was brand new to Xenoblade 3. X had classes this whole time? That is crazy. I mean, that leads into what I was saying about that interview. They wanted this to be the ultimate Xenoblade game. Changing classes. Okay. So apparently there's 5 continents in this game. But originally they wanted it to be a whole planet. Like, you get to explore a literal whole planet's worth of content, which is insane. So I'm glad that we finally get a chance to play this game. Because as much crap as I was giving it when I was a kid and when I was younger, and I was like, I don't want to play a Xenoblade game with, like, mechs and guns. Again, every Xenoblade game has these things, but, you know, it wasn't so much the forefront in Xenoblade 1 compared to X. And custom character. As I've said many times, I wanted Shulk. I wanted the Bionis and the Mechonis. I wanted to see the world they made after the end of Xenoblade 1. But now that we actually got to see all of that with Xenoblade 2 and 3 and the DLCs and Future Redeemed, I'm actually so much more open and ready to play a game like X that is so different, but is so good. And I didn't give it a chance. I never gave it a chance, and it's so good. You must be that new friend that Colonel Elma mentioned in her report. Having just woken up after all that time, I'm sure you're dying to take a shower. Unfortunately, the West Gate is closed at the moment. To get to the city, this is actually reminding me a lot of Xenoblade 3 and the city, and Elma is reminding me of Monica. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to mention. I know that this game came out before 2 and 3. I know it doesn't have hard connections to 2 and 3, or it wasn't intended to, but throughout this playthrough, like it or not, I am going to treat it as if it were, because those games are what I know most. So even though I know it probably wasn't intended when the game originally came out, stuff like me saying in part 1 that cutscene of the aliens attacking Earth is the same situation as the aliens attacking Earth in Xenoblade 2 and the Klaus cutscene, I'ma just act like that's the same thing. Because if I didn't know that these games weren't intended to be connected, I would think that that's the same thing, you know what I mean? So if I see stuff and I'm like, oh, that's from Xenoblade 1, that's from Xenoblade 2, I don't mind if you correct me in the comments and let me know, like, no, actually, that is not a connection to Xenoblade 1 or 2. But I'm still gonna call it out. I'm still gonna say it, because it just makes sense to me, you know? It makes sense in my mind. My headcanon, as of right now, is that Earth blowing up was because of Klaus's experiment in Xenoblade 1, or before the Xenoblade games, whatever. And these are humans that escaped the Earth blowing up. So at the same time we are doing this, Xenoblade 1 and 2 world are being created at this moment. And, like, evolution is taking place and they are coming to life. You know what I mean? That's my headcanon. This is hard connected to the other Xenoblades. Just takes place in a different situation. Although I do also know that the dates don't technically line up for that. Ooh. Why are we in a music video? I like this. Also, I went back and checked out some more options for the CAC. And I ended up really just liking what I went with, so I just left my character as he is. This hopeful music.
Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh?
Runs her
For a
hands through her
giant
unmoving
beachy
hair.
spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now.
Got that right. We're gonna protect
We
it.
took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles.
New Los
Welcome.
Angeles.
To NLA.
Space Los Angeles. Oh my god. It really is like the city from Xenoblade 3,
And so
except
it was that another survivor came
Actually
to join our
modern?
band of refugees. Together, we resolved
Mechs!
to forge a new way of life here on Mira. Come with me.
what were they called? Skells.
New LA
Cat!
is a beautiful lie to ourselves.
It responded like it
Truth
heard me.
is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown.
Blade.
Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us.
This is big. There's a percentage up there. I wonder what that is. How much
We knew that
of
we
Mira
had
we've
to keep
explored?
living in order to see it.
This is set up like such a movie or TV show. What the heck? Huh. This place is big enough for them to need cars? It looks like you can only drive down the street. Oh, title card! Hey, yo! That's actually sick! Xenoblade Chronicles X, Definitive Edition. Does that signify that we're done with the prologue? You know, I probably should have gotten to that part in episode 1. Finally gives us a chance to save. Yes. Okay. Again, it's so crazy that I didn't give this game a chance when I was a kid. I probably would have loved it.
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory? Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
I like the generic, your character lost his memories as an excuse to learn about the world and have people teach you things. Although, I won't blame Monolith too much because, again, in that developer interview they mentioned that this game wasn't supposed to have a created character originally. Maurice Chausson.
once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home.
Nice.
This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of
2 days ago, ma'am.
brothers and sisters, I stand here truly humbled and
From political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
Hey,
Irina? Gwyn?
Irina and Gwyn.
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Yeah, as I was saying, apparently this game wasn't intended to have a created character. But then they wanted to add online features halfway through development, and they were like, oh, we don't want everyone playing as Elma or playing as the same person, so let's make a CAC so everyone can be themselves. And so they had to, like, implement that into the story. So I guess that's why they just go with the quick, oh, you lost your memories, so you have to be taught everything type of situation. These two people are show interest.
Right. Introductions. Irina Akulov, Gwyn Evans.
This one of the survivors, Colonel?
Mm-hmm.
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously? Shosan was
Oh,
never
he
one
was
to let
lying.
the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts.
Every
You
single
can call me Irina.
one.
I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans.
I won't.
Or just Gwyn.
You will be Gwyn.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still Colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
Dang.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
All right, ma'am. We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Okay. My hope is that within this episode we'll be able... Ooh, Chapter 1. New Los Angeles. We'll be able to see everything in NLA, as well as get back out into the world, so that I can go play on my own time, you know what I'm saying? Oh! The heaviness of the characters does throw me off a little bit. They don't move, like, right when you move them. Like I explained before, you kind of drag them around. Oops, sorry. What is this music? Yeah, yeah. Oh, is this a mech? Hey, yo! Let me get one already. It's so funny, and I said this a million times in part 1, but I was not a mech fan back when I first played Xenoblade 1, which is why I was so turned off from Xenoblade X. But now I am, like, such a huge mech fan, bro. Like, especially Xenogears put me on heavy. Weltall is so sick. I'd say the two things that affected me most into liking mechs was Xenogears, Armored Core, and Code Geass. I heard gunshots of some sort from the other side of the wall. Oh, that was us. Got it. Yeah, Code Geass, dude, if you guys have seen that show, the way Suzaku would come out on Lancelot, I was like, oh my god. Are mechs actually cool? Like, what? It was so sick. And then the way the red Weltall would be pulling up in Xenogears, dude, so cool. Can it stop raining? For a second? Oh, a flying mech! Oh. Oh. Is he gonna crash into something that he should not crash into and cause a huge problem? Or is he trying to land in the water on purpose? Okay, I think he's trying to do this safely. Or she. Oh. Holy crap. Hey, it's the girl with the Monado hairpin. She is whipping that car. Oh my god. Should we really be driving and flying this dangerously? I mean, I know they crash landed, but like, imagine if that mech crashed and exploded into a building of people, and we literally only have so many humans left. Oh. She's adorable, and he looks like the type to crash. Gonna be honest. Is this like our main party? Elma and these two? Although, I'm gonna have to go look and compare. I saw this girl a lot.
Look, I know what exhaust smells like, and it was exhaust in the cockpit.
Oh.
Just check the ductwork, would ya?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt. Hey, look at that.
Ooh.
You can take exhaust bypass.
The Monado hairpin is cool.
Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly.
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn.
Lynn.
Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
And Doug.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
She's 13. And I know, she looks young, and she is young, but trust me.
13?
She's one of our top talents.
She is a
Most
child.
of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why
She
don't I
looks
take you on
cooler
the
than she did in the
transport?
original like
It's a great
trailers
way
for
to
X though. I
see
wonder
the
if they
I'll give you the
changed
grand tour.
something slightly.
That sounds like a great idea.
Either her hair or her
Alright, Doug,
face.
I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it.
Okay.
Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
Ah, whatever. Don't worry about it, OG. Oh. Changing party members. You can change your active party member composition from the active party member tab. There, you can select allies from the reserve and add them to your active party or swap them around. This is how I changed. Be noted, there will be times you can't change party members. This is how I changed to Elma. See, you can hit X, and now I'm controlling her. Although I do want to keep playing as Kai, because how cool is it that you can be yourself in a Xenoblade game? So I think... yeah, we'll just add her to the team. Hey, why is there Street Fighter 6 music playing in the back? Yeah, yeah! The soundtrack for this game is so different from any other Xenoblade. I love it though. Okay, so we are... There's Doug. Hold on, let's see what he's gonna say.
Crap.
How am I supposed to handle this all by myself? Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead to Blade Barracks. The transport down the aisle. Okay. Roscoe. Ask Roscoe about the Curators Division. Discuss. Inquire. We'll go ahead and do this. Well, no, he has an icon. Let's check it out. Inquire.
Listen to this.
Even merely maintaining our current forces on Earth. Projects. Okay. I just don't want to take too long messing around here. Ah, I pressed the same thing again by accident. Messing around here, because like I said, I do want to get out of NLA before the video ends, if possible. Oh, is this a side quest? Quick thinking teammate. So far, Howard and Cheese. We've asked the interceptors to clear flight paths. Okay, so it's not really a side quest, but he did let us know that his friends are in trouble. I'm assuming we will be helping a lot with stuff like that. It's raining heavily, and it's raining a lot. I wonder if that is just random because it happens to be the rain effect right now, or if it's a story thing like at the beginning where they just want it to be raining for this part. Transport pilot. Yeah! Uh-huh, uh-huh! It's like the World Ends With You music. Okay. Huge Xenoblade 3 vibes. Which is funny because I'm going to keep saying stuff reminds me of Xenoblade 3, but in all reality, a lot of these... In fact, this cutscene, 1-for-1, might have been put straight into 3 for when you fly the ship to go to the city. Yeah, this looks very similar.
Not bad, huh? You can see
I am starting to realize how many
everything
assets
here.
were reused from X
It
in
beats
3.
walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA. I never get tired of this view. It's like a different city every time.
It's certainly come a long way in the last few weeks. There's still so much to
If
be
I
done.
can, I'm going to try to turn the sound effects down,
One day at a time.
because I feel like they're way louder than the voices and the music.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here. Why don't you give us the express tour then? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it. New LA is divided into 4 districts.
Oh, nice.
We departed from the industrial district, where Doug
Where
and I
people
were
live.
conducting the flight test. It has food production.
Oh no,
skill
where production
development,
is.
You know, industries and stuff.
Okay.
It's also where the West Gate is located, remember? Expect
Ooh,
to
the
pass
music.
through there fairly often.
The sky's
The
beautiful.
only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district, but I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the commercial district.
Shops.
Restaurants,
There's
galleries,
traffic
cafes,
lights?
clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet.
Truly the only sales
To your right,
on this entire
the
planet.
residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing.
Okay, this is where
Plus
people
a
live.
nice
There's a
park
church.
and the cathedral.
If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, or want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill.
How do we have power?
And last but not least, our destination, the administrative district, the nerve center at the heart of NLA.
Like, we got so lucky to land on a planet that has water
Note
and
the
life.
distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley, as well as the barracks where we live. The lower level there is a hangar complex for Skell maintenance and repairs.
In case that's where our mechs get worked on.
And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks, Lynn. We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
The only thing I want to do, and I'm sure the only thing everyone who plays this game wants to do, is get a mech.
Enjoy your
But I heard
stay
we
in
don't
the
get one till much later.
administrative district, And thank you for flying Linley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report.
Yes, you
They'll
should.
be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind.
He was
the
sitting
giant
in the
blade
pod.
tower here.
For like 30 minutes, almost as if he was being
That
customized.
road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
Alright, I know
We'll
what
pass
road
through
we're taking
Armory
then.
Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
I will get sidetracked. I have to warn you, Elma, I will get sidetracked. If there's one thing that I get in Xenoblade games, it is sidetrack. Yeah! Okay, so let's go to system. Settings. Let's see what we can change. Auto track missions. Skip acceptance prompts. So it'll auto accept them. Auto track missions. We'll keep that off for now. Flight mode. We don't have flight mode. Have cell. Event. Subtitles on. Yes. Average text speed. Headgear. Minimap. On. Party status. Status should remain on screen all the time. Off. Scale fuel gauge. Okay. Marker display. This all looks good. I would like some audio settings. Online sound. Here we go. Okay. I want the music as loud as possible because the music is banging. Sound effects need to go down. I think half is actually good. Should put it here, but we're gonna do half. Voices can stay where they are. System sound effects, system related. Let's turn it down 1. I don't think it's the system sound effects that are the problem. Yeah, these are just the menu sounds. That can stay up actually. It's like the rain and the battle effects. Sorry I keep grunting, by the way, guys. Like I said, I am maybe coming down with something. I've been very Skull Flight BGM. Arranged lyrics, no lyrics. Original. We're gonna keep everything arranged. I want to hear the new songs. Voice English. Okay. I think that should be good now. Oh, actually, I wanted to check if you could change the controls. Although we went through all of this and it didn't really look like that was an option, huh? Control guide, maybe? No, that just tells you the controls. It doesn't let you change them. Okay, so yeah, we may have to change my actual button mapping in the Switch settings. Blade Tower. Straight up Gundam mechs. Yeah! I feel like I'm running through the open world in Street Fighter's story mode. Field action. Just stealing stuff from the Blade headquarters, no biggie. Okay. I want to explore more of the town. Let me stop lollygagging. This is why the videos get so long and I don't actually get anything done in them. We got Regina, Fritz. Dude, there's skells everywhere. And they're just not going to give me one till way later? Oh, they are such a tease, dude. I like this little shopping center, though. Okay, don't get distracted. Keep moving. Hey, hold on. What's up, girl? No, keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Besides, we have Elmo with us. Oh, I can't help it. Okay, thank goodness the game is stopping me, or I would continue to get sidetracked. Is that just a skell walking through the streets? No biggie. I gotta used to calling them skells and not mechs. Ooh, the music changed. Okay.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
I will. Why are the only options be a good human being or be an a-hole? Oh, Xenogears, man.
So, you must be the latest rescue.
Yes, sir. I love how my hair looks sometimes, and then other times it looks too orange.
Chipper as always, I see.
But like, it looks perfect right
What
here.
can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No, nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elmo,
Buddy is grilling a
you found
13-year-old
another
girl.
one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot
So
of
what
ground
happens
to
when
cover.
people start having
It could take
children
some
and the
time.
population grows too
yes,
big
of
for
course.
this little
Forgive
city?
me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
It's fine. Elma only made me fight like 5 battles for my life on the way back here. You think they would have sent more than one person? They have a lot of trust in Elma. Anything could have happened, and she wouldn't have had help. Like, what if she slipped and broke her leg or something? I don't know. This feels so Xenogears. I mean, Saga. It's a lot of awkward standing in this game.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
Okay.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems
Yes,
capable.
please.
Let's
I
give
am
it
a
little more
fighter.
time, at least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. He seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it...
Hey,
the
my
entire
homies
lot of
also
us
play
have only been on
Xenoblade.
this planet for what? 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Elma's design is so cool.
Well then, where should we begin?
Ask more information about Blade. Ask how we ended up on Mira. Ask about registration. I already know how we ended up on Mira as a player, so I'm good off that. I want to know more about Blade.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth. Quite
Okay.
fitting, I think. It's a relatively new
A reach,
organization.
but I see they wanted
Up
it
there
to
in
be
space, we
Blade.
had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others.
We're the Scout Regiment.
The search for and recovery of
The Lifehold.
Take a look at this.
Oh, wow.
The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis,
Okay.
all housed in a structure called the Lifehold.
Huh?
This is a complete schematic of that
Are
facility.
you telling me we lost?
Only essential
Are
personnel were
humans?
conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers.
Are you kidding
Of
me?
course, some military, so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With
Bro!
any luck, they're all still there, in stasis.
We lost
waiting to
our
be rescued.
entire population of humans?
But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when
What?
it came down on Mira.
That is not okay.
What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Yeah, you think? Oh, we're only missing 90% of the people that were on the ship. No big deal. It's just somewhere on this planet. That is insane. That is like the most not okay situation ever. Yeah, the only people living in New LA right now are the military, a couple of ship hands. That's about it. All of our hundreds of thousands of humans that were on the ship are, unfortunately, we dropped them somewhere. I don't know, whatever.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution.
Elma butt cam.
I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
It doesn't sound bad at all. She said it's not all bad. You have to give them your name. Ew.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations.
Okay.
Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless.
But we had
The
skills.
Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
That is straight up the story they told in Xenoblade 2 in the Klaus
I
cutscene.
still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma.
If she
What
hadn't
we do
been...
know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive.
Is she one of those scientists? Like Klaus and
So
Galea?
yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms.
She said if she
That
wasn't
plan
there,
was
all
the
of that might
Earth-Life
not have happened.
Colonization Project,
She caused an entire
otherwise known
alien
as
civilization to
Project
come attack
Exodus.
us?
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space.
2 years?
2 hard years. But we clung to our mission. Find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take.
Yeah?
Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The Xenoforms found us again, and well,
Xenoforms.
it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough.
Foreign
They
forms.
wanted humanity destroyed.
Why
For
though?
better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat.
Soft land.
Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time.
Yeah.
Ms. Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps
Please.
a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Thank you, Lynn. Nagi. Story mission chapter 1. Leave Blade Barracks. Got it. Very difficult mission. We're gonna have to actually walk. Ooh, my voice like doubled there for a second. Start display navigation panel on the bottom right of the screen. I like the music. Talk navigation. Okay. So there's the navigation screen. Segment room. Squad tasks. Serial tracking. Oh, segment recon. Cannot read. Alright, leave Blade Barracks. Oh, customization center. I'm assuming that's how we change our character more than we already have. I like that. Games that only let you change your character at the start and then you just have to sit with it, hate that. Oh, what is this reminding me of? Like Eden Zero or Star Ocean or something. This is cool. Alright, well our only mission is to leave this room, so let's go ahead and do it. The story is interesting so far, and I'm really interested to see if they do, how they connect it, because I want to see what more is going on in the outside universe, like
it's
Saga
not every
stuff.
day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah, Nagi must really, really want him to join Blade.
The
He saw me,
AD
he's like,
is a
"You have
bit
main
different
character
from the
energy."
other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that Skell. Even the way that they walk is so cool.
She's not lying.
Yeah, work it, baby.
Hey, yo. They are cool, though. That's what a Skell is. Geek out, gaze longing. Oh, geek out.
This guy gets it. Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here 1 sec.
Skell fan fiction?
Oh, right. Sorry.
She's like Hanji from Attack on Titan.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far so fast without Skell technology.
Is Elma the one who developed them?
I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
Make me a blade.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
Okay.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's
Yes,
not
sir.
that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
So I'm gonna
There
have to
is
do a
some
bunch of
criteria.
quests and
The
prove my
details are
worth.
largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking
Okay.
of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call.
Get me hit.
Let's head on over.
I am so ready to actually start doing stuff. I like the world building, and they are taking it at an okay pace, but I am starting to soon be getting to the point where I just want to start doing gameplay again. Although I guess that's why they start you out
So
in the
this
world.
is mission control.
If the game started with this before
We
I
don't
got to
have
do
a
anything,
dispatch system yet, so
Oh.
Blades usually choose their own assignments.
didn't realize I could move the
Everyone
camera.
comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just
Side
about
quest
every
board.
Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout
I'm assuming
console
that's how you do
if
multiplayer?
The assignment seems too tough to handle solo.
Yeah.
And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey,
Love the character so far. How the heck am I supposed to pull this job off by myself? It's madness, madness. You wanna come along and help? Okay. Eleonora. She's cool, wait.
Yes.
I like her outfit. She looks like Xenosaga also. Ask about recent developments, inquire about this place. Again, I'll try to do some of that on my own. For now, let's keep pushing story. I don't want this video to get too long. But
Ta-da! The Blade Scout console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout console. You know, to
Alright.
get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell blade without team. Sort of. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Not at all.
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
You can't spell it at all.
I'm just saying, you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade.
Hey,
Or
yo.
maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping?
I mean, Blade is cool, I'm
talking
not
about
gonna
the
lie.
stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
She's like, what sort of young man wouldn't want to join the army? Come on now. Scale license. You can buy a scale from the shop. You just buy one from a shop? That's insane.
So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie. Most Blade members face
Where the
danger on a
future?
daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for Skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning
That's
your
crazy.
own skell?
You could just buy one from the shop. I thought it was something you had to like build.
Oh, right, the tour. I think all that's
yeah.
left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
Yeah, what does that percentage mean on that big tower? Get me hit. Dude, I am loving the vibe and the music and the like energy of this game. It is so like soldiers ready to go out to war.
Hey!
And
Am I right?
not even like soldiers go out to war, like Attack on Titan. Like it's so scout regiment ready to go save humanity type energy. I like it. And it's so sci-fi too. I want to go to those floating islands so bad. But I'm assuming I'll need a flying skull for that. The lighting in this game too, I love it. Look at how pretty it is when it's not raining, dude. I love when it is daytime in this game. Yeah.
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandom, will spend most of their day here. The
Vandom?
government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like
I know Vandom.
Director General
Guernica.
San, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously.
I
That's
mean,
enough.
she's right. But she
We're
is
not
laying it
here
on
to make
thick.
a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision.
Okay.
In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Where's Vandom? I want to meet Vandom. Shout out to Matthew Vandom. Shout out to Noah Vandom. Gameplay tips. You just woken up, so you might be feeling a little hazy. If you're confused about anything, you can check the tips. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in the menu for this game. Love the Enemypedia. I saw there's a Collectopedia back, which is like a list of stuff you need to and have collected. I can definitely see how this game would be so long gameplay-wise. Because every Xenoblade game, once you beat the story, there's still a ton of content to do in terms of like side quests and gameplay stuff. But this one seems like it has the most potentially. They brought affinity charts back, Collectopedia's back. It's just a lot to do and a lot going on, which is good though. I like that they pack these Xenoblade games with so much content. It's kind of their thing, to be honest, is yeah, the story's 60 to 80 hours and then the side content is 500. Haha. It's like, dude. Love Modulasoft. You have so much more
Honey,
game to
we're
play after
home.
you beat the game.
Yes.
Honey, we're
Very
home.
amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandom? Anything
Vandom!
to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a
Oh,
training
wow.
assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for?
Okay,
As he put it.
I'm
Commander
down.
does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Dude, I'm so down,
Of
Elma.
course.
Could you not
I
tell?
would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
Dude, heck yeah. What? What happens if you
I
refuse?
knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, he can start on
Yeah,
your
you
team.
cannot play the
Begin
game anymore.
training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Ayo. Is there anyone else here besides 13-year-old girl and Chocolate Queen?
Let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Okay.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities.
So we're filling in a map,
Take
pretty
a look at
much.
this.
We need location
What you're
data.
seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the East Gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Elma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe.
Dude, Lynn is hilarious. Alright, so we have to go out and install a probe to give ourselves more... Oh, that was all of Chapter 1. And you know what? Perfect stopping point. Now that we've finished Chapter 1, I should definitely try to do one chapter per video if they're only an hour long like that. Which makes it even funnier that I didn't finish the prologue in the first part. Anyways, this was fun. I think I'll just go right into part 3 when I get back on. So I will see you guys in the next part. Thank you for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know how you want the playthrough to go. Any constructive criticism is appreciated. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.